Okay. Oh, wow. Welcome back. Whew. Sovereign Letters Patent, Episode 9, Temporary Bookend. I, um, uh, okay, first and foremost, let's just get this out. Here's a great book, Disclosure 101, Anna von Reitz, What You Need to Know. This really is the basics for detailing the dead baby scam and the 14th Amendment U.S. citizenship fraudulent scam that we've all been sucked into, and just how complex the governments that we've been dealing with, the three constitutions. Uh, it's a great book. There's a website, www.americanstatenationals.net, and there's just so much information. I've only begun really exploring it myself, even though I've read hundreds of maybe not hundreds, dozens of documents. I've watched dozens and dozens of webinars. I've participated in webinars. So okay. And then we got another book. There's plenty of books I've read, but these are just a couple that I really want to highlight. This one's called Establishing the Reign of Natural Liberty, a Common Law Training Manual, issued by the International Common Law Court of Justice. Throughout all the land, unto all the inhabitants thereof, proclaim liberty. Liberty in the highest sense of the word. And we have now dealt sufficiently with all of the jurisdictions of maritime, the second dimensional maritime jurisdiction of the seas. We have dealt sufficiently with the third dimensional jurisdiction of the air, the religious, philosophical realm of ideas. But and the process that I've been going through and what just culminated in creating this record, this public record, it was so today is the 29th of January 2021. It is 4:59 in the PM at this moment, and it was such a release for me internally and spiritually. That was 2 days ago that I did all of that creating and put it up, uploaded it, and put it out there, and blessed and christened my vessels, Sovereign Letters Patents, episodes 1 through 8. This one will sit in dock. It's a temporary bookend for the first layer of the Temple of I that I'm constructing through this series, the Sovereign Letters Patent series. It's a temporary bookend because it is complete enough. It's a working complete level 1, and there's a lot more I do plan on getting into, and I'm not sure if that should get put on level 2. The balancing test. I'm going to address the balancing test. So just I understand that as we read in the Declaration of Independence together in episode 4. We shouldn't throw off our government for light and transient reasons, and that gives us in law the balancing test, which I've already passed the balancing test at Oregon State Hospital for sure. The 66 days I was there, surrounded by wrongdoers and engaged in conscious parallelism, associated with secret societies, which I give thanks. I give thanks for all that you did to help me, because a star is born. You were here. And I really hope you're not just stumbling onto this episode in and of itself, and you have followed the trajectory. I thank you if you have. I thank you for being audience and witness to a star being born. I was always a star, and now I am firmly anchored in the fourth dimensional astral realms. I am presenting through this third dimensional form. And I'm using two-dimensional words that I've really thought about, taken time to really consider. And so I'm synthesizing them in my own language. So I refute any sense that, oh, that word's our word, he's using our word, ha ha ha, ha, it's copyrighted. And all my copyrights, by the way, are only to protect me. So if you're a good-hearted person with clean hands, and don't worry that I'm going to come after you because I've said, oh, that's copyrighted and that's copyrighted and stuff. that's just to deal with these rascals in the second dimension and the third dimension that have built this star birthing chamber to trap us, and so that we would fuse together and blow up into stars. This is the process. I'm 1,000 monkeys in the sense that what I do, 1,000 do with me. I'm a legion. I am a legion in of myself. And if you want to know more about that, then I suggest you now consider the series that's going to begin shortly on the Legion of the Dragon. And I will get more into that. That's a re-legion we're creating together. And it's the last re-legion because it's the religion that actually is going to do it the right way. It's not going to be the pyramid scheme religion where everyone's going to worship me. It's the religion where I'm the gatekeeper. And if you're going to enter into that religion with me, you're going to be set free. You know, I'm going to christen you with your angel wings, and you're going to find your highest self. And there's just going to be a lot of working concepts we're going to use. There isn't going to be any dogma, and I'm going to let that all go right now. Just for there. If you're a member of a secret society, a bar attorney, into the core, a member of a royal bloodline that is in lineal consanguinity, and you've been part of the unconscionable conspiracy to defraud humans of their divine birthright. If you're a Jesuit, and I can use I can use all these because the Jesuits actually somehow I have this little baby card that was dedicated to the Jesuit order at birth. I don't know who did that. I think my grandfather on my mother's side may have been a Jesuit, but I don't know that right now. I'm not going there right now. My grandfather on my father's side was a Shriner. So, you know, like I mean, it's kind of like don't talk shit about people unless you're one of them kind of thing. Well, you know, I have the right to talk shit, okay? Because, yeah, you know, so I'm going to talk shit because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. And for you guys, that's going to taste like shit because for the, you know, I'm addressing the secret society people right now. I'm just being clear. And you are welcome to rewatch these episodes of Sovereign Letters Patent for the purposes of learning how to extricate yourself from your own unconscionable agreements. In no way are you allowed to take anything I'm saying. I'm not here contracting myself in any unexpressed way. Okay, so no one is allowed to take anything, any words I use or any construction of language I use. I'm just doing my simple best to help myself and everyone else realize the inner divinity that we all have access to, but not if we've made unconscionable bargains. So you need to repent from that if you have. You need to confess your sins. And as long as the way I feel right now is if people are willing to tell the truth, even if you're the Pope, okay, or even if you're the Black Pope, the head of the Jesuit order, or whoever the most wicked person is, I don't know, really, okay? I don't need to know. As long as you're willing to tell the truth, as long as you're willing to come to the table and let everyone know what it is that has happened and what you're a part of, I'm going to do my best to offer you immunity. And because it's like a cessation of hostilities. I mean, it's at the time to come to the table and say, hey, look, let's quit eye for an eye nonsense. It's just done. We're done with that. We got to move forward. We're all in this together. If you're the head of the worst organization in the planet, then you have information that we all need. And everything's flipping. Okay, we've moved from the LIFA courts, the last in, first out. I mean, the FIFA, the first in, first out, where the elites got to run everything and keep the treasuries to themselves, and we're all out here being sheeple and just totally being enslaved in various levels of our dimensional beings. Well, anyways, these are all just working concepts, people. Don't take anything too heavy, okay? It's all light now. I'm a star. Everything's light. Everything's being transformed by light. So also, if you are nervous or anxious, I would suggest the playlist Morning Goodness or Dank or Songs of the Soul, Dank playlist of the coming cosmic convergence. I've created those. There's a couple other musical playlists too, and I welcome anyone to just listen to those to help yourself. Okay. As far as my other playlists that I'm creating that are more personal to projects that I'm doing, yeah, only come if you have clean hands. Let my signal be clear. There are rocks here. If you're coming as any kind of wrongdoer or any kind of a conspirator, any kind of pirate or privateer or spy of any kind, I just want you to be fairly and duly warned that you will be trespassing and violating public law. And the forces of the law now attend to me because we're in the LIFO courts now. We're in the last in, first out. So the elites now have to wait at the very ass end of everything to get get to the kingdom of heaven. And the people who've suffered the most, women, Africans, Native Americans, as a general example, they're now, it's like they got first dibs. My family bloodlines have quite a story, so I'm fortunate to kind of be there at the front too. And it's all good because the leaders, the servants are the leaders. The people who have carried the responsibility are truly the people who should be helping make the decisions. And we are moving into a global village culture. Everyone's coming home to land and soil, so who wants to experience their freedoms to truly be their highest and best and most amazing and most grounded self. Their star. We're all stars if we choose to be. I'm a star, and I am now officially, declared a star and I'm happy to be planted in the fourth dimension. I'm also planted in the first dimension on the land and the soil of my birth state, Washington. I'm proud of the compact of the people. So I'm proud to be a member to the compact of the people that was made, respecting all people's rights. What better thing to come to planet Earth and agree to get along and agree to have a good government that serves the people. Yeah, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. It doesn't ultimately define me. Nothing in anything I say can be allowed to be an ultimate definitive definition of who I am. And another thing I want to make clear, I said this earlier in a video and I thought about it. And I don't like how I said something, so I'm going to clear this up and correct the record. I said that I don't know who I am. And I was using that just to say that I'm not going to define myself to some nth degree. Okay, there's no ability any of us have to ultimately define ourselves. So when I say I'm an American state national, it's not in any way a latch to hold me into some inferior jurisdiction now where you can come at me and be like, see, you agreed to be an American state national. No, I'm an American state national, which means I'm part of the compact of people who agreed to honor each other's freedoms and each other's rights. Okay, so that's all it means. I do uphold the constitutional pledges. I should read those, but that's not what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm just building a temporary bookend so that someone can't somehow come to the end. Because in the last two might have got backwards. I mean, honestly, by the end of that, by the end of 8, I was like, man. And then yesterday, I just was just boom. And it really feels like, what I'm experiencing in my internal revenue sources is just like major deposits. I mean, it's like my family bloodline. I'm having ancestral connection with my ancient spirits. I'm now confirmed because I've already met my first ancestor. I've already met that spirit many times who first came down out of the trees. And I'm not going to get too deep into that here. You can go into well, that might be layer 2 of the Sovereign Letters Patents in the Temple of I. If you're really interested in who I am, I think that might fit up there on the second layer. I don't know yet. And that's why I'm just putting this temporary bookend in place so that someone doesn't come along and say, see, he left it incomplete. Ooh, that's not what's happening. It's just that a lot is going on with me. It was really good for me to get that all on the record and to create that record. And I also want to just thank all the forces in the universe, even the ones that I've been kind of hitting hard, like the wrongdoers, because ultimately the creation of a star is a very challenging and tricky process. And I am born as a star, and I have to thank everybody that contributed to that process, all the the jailers and all those people, every one of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm running out of time here because I can only do 15 minutes at a time. So this is the temporary bookend, and I really appreciate you being on this journey with me, and I bless you and hope the best for you in the goodest way that good can be. Thank you.